Okay. So
Welcome back to New Cammack. That's what Graham's about to say.
that's my line. And I probably said it a half dozen times before I even realized that it rhymes. Does anyone have a suggestion of an alternate opening line instead of "Welcome back
I
to New Cammack"?
Don't let Blake steal your shine or your thunder. The tagline is great. You
No, I like
should
it.
do it. You
I
should
like
do
it,
it.
and it rhymes.
Welcome back to New Cammack. In our last session, Augustine lost an eye and a hand and then killed a hitchhiker. The dismemberment was a punishment meted out by his Tremere brethren, who created a caged, scuttling hand creature for him to control for the purpose of composing magical literature for them. The murder was because he needed one person's worth of blood and was too impatient and pissed off to get it from multiple people. The gang then changed the access code to the secret subway system called the MKT, receiving $1 million in cash and the ownership of 2 sports cars after delivering access to the nerdy engineers who helped develop the MKT. However, while Excavo was exploring the network connected to this system, she uncovered files related to 2 other experimental projects secretly developed by the billionaire tech guru Avon Stank. One was a flying object called the Stank Wing, which Excavo can now access the controls of, and the other was an encrypted file with unknown contents labeled Project Mobius. Whether or not Excavo will decrypt that file or investigate the Stank Wing further remains to be seen.
Wasn't there another project as well?
And the hot air baboons.
Hot air baboon. Stank loop. Yeah, that's the... Okay.
Yeah, the Stank Loop was the MKT, and the hot air baboons were an in-the-past plot device, the things that killed Avon Stank, rather than the more interesting in-the-future plot devices. Or maybe, I don't know what they are. We go now back to Darby Manor, the group's de facto headquarters, where it's about 2 a.m. The group has just finished unloading their new guns and magical items from Darby's El Camino. Augustine has just finished chopping up and disposing of his victims when he is distracted by the sound of his bear cub whining in the basement.
Tossing the last, I don't know if I chopped her up or if I, did pulled pork and just, pulled flesh strips until it was just, actual strings of human in my garden.
I would like to unsubscribe. I want to unsubscribe.
I like to think it was the latter. I finished tearing apart the last 2 strips of human flesh and hucked them into my garden.
How did you win the degeneration roll for that, to lose humanity? If your character had not already gone through so much bullshit, I would be very tempted to just make you do a second degeneration roll for the mutilation of the body. But let's start getting you on a path to not...
A brief psychological interlude. Existentially, all life outside of unlife as we exist in, all life is cyclic. So her soul...
Your morality path
energy,
is humanity, not weird plant guy shit. So,
whatever energy possessed this mortal coil has already exited its body. So the body is just, a carbon mass of fleshy meat stuff. So at this point, I'm not doing her any harm, and I don't really care much for, the sentimentality of the body she once inhabited. She's not suffering anymore, so, her meat stuff's just going back into the ether, and,
I want to know how well you do this with one arm. I can imagine you're just one-handed, you just...
I think I'm, taking the nub and just pressing
I am not
down with
helping.
it, and then, using the nub as an anchor, and then grabbing with my other hand and, prying tips of flesh and ripping it off. And just anyway.
So you're doing this in the garden, right?
Yes.
Okay, while you're doing that, I walk out of the house, and I am in a lovely apron, and I say, "Who wants a nice, refreshing glass of bloodinade?" And then I see the dismembered body. I'm like, "Oh, you must be parched."
I mean, mechanically, do you actually have a glass of blood?
No, blood and aid.
Mechanically?
It's lemonade. It's lemonade and blood. Yeah,
Country Time. It has a new
mechanically brought it. It's being served by a robot.
Darby does not understand how the magic wand thing works and is just scrutinizing the El Camino, trying to figure out how the brake line or the auxiliary brake pedal got repaired, and is again disabling it, very confusedly analyzing it.
Darby finds himself.
It'd be funny if you just kept everything that break. You just kept tapping, and you just had.
No, he doesn't have the wand, but he's just like,
the thing
oh
forever.
yeah, I guess if he's still getting trolled.
Just a what
No,
if.
I've definitely kept that discreetly unknown to Darby. That's like
Yeah.
in my pocket. You don't know I've got it.
So this is your dream. Darby is just like, what? Now what the? How did this? You just completely flummoxed and trying to figure out how his car got fixed.
Archibald comes out, offers his blood and aid. Fondest gratitude, comrade. However, I have business to attend to. My fuzzkin requires my attention, and I fling the last bit of, like, I don't know if it's bone or meat, but I fling it over my shoulder in the direction of the garden, and I promptly kind of storm into the manor and go straight to my bear cub to check on how it's been.
So
I destitutely sit on the steps. My blood and aid beside me.
Ignored by everyone.
I was just trying to keep my friends hydrated. I can't do anything right.
Augustine, you go to your room in the basement and open the door. You find your bear cub chewing on the mattress. It appears that he's gotten bored in your absence and started ransacking the room.
I attempt to pick him up by his underarms, like you would a cat or a small dog, and I'm like, Fuzzbutt, fondest greetings. I have missed you so much, and like otherwise try and like whisk him out into the kitchen so I can feed him something, or the garden so I can grab tomatoes for him.
The bear seems very friendly and happy to see you. You notice that the bear has gotten into the bag of magic items that you purchased from Quarter Moon Occult Books and Curiosities. He's ripped the bag open and apparently gnawed a little bit on the wooden hand. In the pile of items and ripped paper, you notice for the first time a business card that the proprietor had slipped into the bag. On it are the words Angelo Sperina, and the next line, Professional Horospecs. Readings by appointment only, and then a phone number and an address.
Angelo, what?
Sperina.
Magical horror. What?
You recall from your magical training that a horospex is a type of minor priest in ancient Rome who would perform divination using the entrails of ritualistically killed animals. And there's apparently a guy in New Cammack who is one of those. And the occult shop is helping advertise his business by slipping his business cards into customers' bags.
With my nub, I try and like, I'm holding the bear with one hand and trying to like, with my nub, just kind of like re-amalgamate my pile of magical items. And I guess I can read the card from the ground, and I'm just like, as though I would make my cub into a horospec, and indignantly walk out of the room to go feed my bear cub some tomatoes.
I don't get your
not saying that that's what they
interpretation.
were suggesting, but that's what my first thought was like, it is a small animal that I could ritually sacrifice to make a magical item.
You also remember
That's what I think they're suggesting.
that a horospex usually provides his or her own animals because they have to be specially prepared and all that.
Ah, okay.
They don't just kill your pets.
I'll kill your pets and I'll tell you some weird stuff about the future, the will of the gods.
Yeah, I promptly bring the bear out to the garden, and like, in lieu of having a hand, I kind of like hold the bear out towards like tomatoes and other nutrient-rich vegetables I have growing out there for it to like stick in its mouth hole on its own, because I mean it's got to learn to eat on its own, but I only have one hand, so I can only hold it in that direction.
Oh, it requires very little encouragement. It eats whatever's in front of it.
Cool! I feed the shit out of my bear. It is all fed on on a vegetarian diet right now.
Well, I really hope
scraps of that human.
Since bears are carnivores, I really hope those are beefsteak tomatoes.
They are not carnivores. I just Googled this, trying to troll.
Have you not watched Winnie the fucking Pooh?
Yeah, just feed it honey.
Grasses, roots, berries, and insects are their primary sources of food. So, get fucked.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's only like one of each animal in the 100-acre wood?
Humans are apex predators.
Where did they go?
Yep. Christopher Robin hunted all the other ones.
Christopher Robin is full.
As soon as he's well fed, I shamefully not shamefully. As soon as he's fed up and he's ceased eating things out of the garden, I kind of poke around back in the manor looking for my compatriots to assess what they're up to and whatnot.
You find that business card a second time as you're walking. It apparently got stuck to your shoe, and it appears before you once again. And it occurs to you that in this town, it might be the case that this is the only magical type person who does not currently have a reason to be angry with you, and that makes you feel slightly interested in this particular character that's been introduced.
Okay, cool. While it's still hungry, I hold the bear down at the card, and as soon as it bites down
son
on the
of a
card,
bitch,
I pull the bear up to me, and I Lady and the Tramp bite the card myself, and kind of tuck it into the nearest pocket with my mouth.
Oh, you don't destroy it? You're pocketing it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying you just destroy the whole thing, so you don't have...
He's using the bear as a bear claw.
Yeah, I'm letting the bear nibble at it, and then I pull the bear back up, and then I kind of Lady and the Tramp also bite the card, and kind of with one hand kind of wedge its mouth open, and now I've got the card in my mouth, and I kind of with my mouth tuck it into one of my bits of clothing nearby.
You know... Let's not dwell on this too much, but in the back of your mind, I want you thinking about the combat applications of having a permanent bear hand and how it might be affixed to your nub.
Duct tape there.
Either duct taped or a suppository nub on the bear. Just
wait, just the entire cub on the end of your arm?
Wearing it like a puppet, I think is where we're going with this.
Oh.
I think the latter would not work, but it's funny to think about. Anyway.
Is it though?
Through gradual training.
Anyway. Oh my god. That's how you get an ursine prolapse. Is that what you want? Because that's how you get ursine prolapses. Anyway.
Dear God, is any other character doing anything at the moment?
I'm fixing my fucking car. None of this weird shit is happening around me.
Darby, you successfully fixed your car.
Decrypt the file.
I'm still just sobbing over by myself.
Well, I guess I walk back toward my room after my car is repaired, and I see Archibald with tasty looking blood beverages. I'm full of blood, but I take one to be polite. Oh, look what you did.
Thank you so much, Darby, my second best friend.
And I don't know where this blood came from, so it is imaginary blood, which everyone is free to drink.
So it's just lemonade.
Yeah.
You can't even drink lemonade if you're a vampire. So it's just we're using our imaginations.
Yeah, it's alcohol rules. You can mix blood in and still drink it, right? I thought it would be the same with lemonade.
Yes,
but why?
Because it's cool and refreshing.
It's
and I thought it'd be a nice thing to do for my friends.
Waffles and lemonade.
I just imagine it's actually just lemonade with red food dye in it, and Darby's just putting it in his mouth and then letting it run out of his mouth. He's like, "Oh, delicious, thank you."
I get it if we can taste.
Do you like it, Darby? I used my special blood, and I hold up a vial of clearly food coloring. Did you know they just sell this?
Archibald, your phone buzzes. You've received a text message.
Cute.
Darby looks so relieved. Just like, oh, you got to take this. So
someone loves me. And I check my phone. What does it say?
It is a message from Barry. It says, "Hey, Prince, where are you guys right now? I need to see you folks about something pronto."
I want to wait a while because I don't want to seem like too eager. No, I text him back and I was like, "Oh man, I was just gonna hit you up tonight, and
I was thinking about you.
We're at Darby Manor. I'm like kind of twirling my hair that I'm not sure if I have canonically.
You have hair somewhere." He texts back immediately.
Yeah, and this is...
He says, "Be right there."
WYD. Does he also ask what's Darby Manor, or does he just get it?
Do they get it?
Did you say Darby Manor? Or did you
Yeah,
say,
it's the only manor around. So.
Yeah, he evidently understood what you meant. And
As a matter of fact, he gets it.
Boo.
I get very excited, and now I start. I kind of like half skip inside and start tidying up, making sure everything is in its perfect place to impress our new friend Barry.
So
yeah, I don't know this is happening. I'm still trying to decrypt.
After a few minutes, Barry's pickup truck comes down the road and parks actually right next to Darby's El Camino. And Barry gets out.
Guys, it's very important that you don't embarrass us. He's another Bruja, so I have my reputation to look out for. Not just as a prince, but as a Bruja, too. And I'm still wearing my very frilly apron as well while I'm saying this.
Hot.
So Barry pulls up right next to Darby, who has successfully fixed his El Camino. And he gets out. He says, "Hey, Chief, what you doing with the car there?"
It's the damnedest thing. I broke it on purpose because it's got, he points out the driver's ed thing. It was a driver's ed vehicle, so I turned off the brake line over there, and I'd be damn. 20 minutes later, the goddamn thing was working again, like fully functional. Anyway, I disabled it, so it should be fine. I couldn't explain it.
Well, if you know any of them magic sons bitches around here, I'd maybe ask them if they had anything to do with it. So yeah, I got something for you guys, and he slaps on the side of his truck bed and indicates that there's something in the truck bed.
Darby's interested.
And when you look in, it is a fairly large-sized dead pig, and it looks a bit more muscular than a pig should, a bit bulkier, and also its skin is mottled with a familiar-looking fungus that's all over it. You also notice that Barry's left arm has fully grown back, except for kind of a small pink hand that hasn't totally reformed. The pig's eyes are open and have a cloudy, pale green hue to them that looks super spooky. You also see
the pig's in torpor.
You see a long, deep knife wound running along its spine that you imagine was how it died. So Barry says to you, "So I found this thing run around the hog farm that we got a couple miles from here. I was following the river and hunting through the woods looking for our swamp thing when this butthole came running across a field and almost took my goddamn leg off."
So you went over the river and through the woods, huh?
Yeah, that would be accurate, sir. Yes.
Did you stumble on it, or was it hunting you down?
I was walking along. I got up to the field around the butcher place, the hog farm that we got up there, and as soon as I got out of the woods and I was lurking around, I saw this thing running free. It wasn't in a pen or nothing, and I kind of walked up to it. I wanted to know what's going on. Is this a dog or something? And as soon as I got within its sight of me, it charged me and it started attacking me like crazy. And this thing I mean, look at the fungus on it. Look at the build. I wonder if somebody might be ghouling pigs up around there. I want to go back and check the place out, but I think I need someone to watch my back. If there's a ton of these things running loose, I don't want to get swarmed.
Well, just hang on a second about that, Adventure Chief. Seems like the only thing that both of these fungus attacks have in common is you, boss.
True.
He has been hunting them, Darby. It makes sense.
And presumably everybody else has come out because they heard Barry arrive, and everyone is in this scene. Yeah, well...
everybody said, Barry!
Well, what I want is for this to involve other people. Like, I've been kind of charging out on my own, trying to figure all this stuff out. And, I mean, I'm happy to scout ahead and stuff, but, like, you guys, I'm trying to include you in all this because, I mean, I'm not going to say I think I'm going to get my ass kicked next time, but... if it happened once, it can happen again, and I want someone watching my back, or vice versa.
No, man, I've got your back, my fellow Bruja, my man, my friend, my man.
He fist bumps you without looking.
We do the secret thing again. Yeah, that's cool.
If any of you guys can talk to animals, that might be real handy here. I can't do that trick. All I can do
talk
is
to them, but they sure don't listen. It's just a little joke. Augustin, you do that stuff, right? Or is it just plants?
Man of berries, I do not speak to animals, but plants, indeed. Mayhaps that would be of utility to you, although I cannot
An animal is like a plant.
I cannot be brought to separate myself for an instant further from my delightful Ursine fuzz companion, and would require a sturdy length of good rope.
What do you need rope for?
He wants to tie the bear to him.
Yeah,
he wants like a leash for his stupid
body
bear.
harness for the bear, and like tie it to my leg or something. No, I wanted to be able to walk around. How's it going to grow big and strong if it's
you want a leash?
Augustin, we don't have to ask our guest for any rope. We have a tool shed.
Do we have bear
rope
leashes?
Is a tool.
I need a bear leash.
Barry interrupts. Hey, there are pet stores in town. You can get like a harness for a little animal. I've seen people do that with like ferrets and mongooses and cats. People put cats on harnesses, walking around the park.
Might they have a mechanical device that like extends the length as necessary?
Yeah,
I seem to be bewildered at the prospect.
Yes, that's a very
thing.
common feature of leashes. My God.
Good God! What are we waiting for?
Barry
And
says,
is this in the back of...
Is this truly what's most important right now?
No.
What I would say
it is.
I think I'm going to let my bullets do the talking. I support the right to bear arms.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when you have... Who needs a leash when you have a gun?
Don't bring a leash to a gunfight.
As Barry is busy, like, verbally expressing his being flummoxed at my perplexing about, like, extendo leashes, I am already somehow in the back of his truck next to the mold pig, holding my bear cub, like, excitedly, like...
Why would you want to sit next to it? What? There's a mold on it. What?
He likes plants, can you say?
Can you communicate with the mold? Is that what you're trying to do?
That's the thing you can do. The bear cub is curiously sniffing at the pig.
I'm holding the bear cub away from, like, getting within reasonable reach of the pig. In fact, realizing the danger that I'm putting the bear cub in, I awkwardly, like, kind of fall out of the back of the truck, keeping the bear cub from impact, but, like, realizing too late that only having one hand does not lend itself to getting out of the truck gracefully. But, yes.
Excavo, Darby, grab guns and things. We're going hunting.
Yes. Is there a best way to kill something with these fungus, or is it just go nuts?
Well, I stabbed it, and as you can see, I turned it into a big old piggy bank, and that seemed to do the trick.
Right. I don't want to get too close, so I prefer arms.
So just to be clear, I still have both my tontos and both my guns and ammo on me, and a bear cub yet to be attached as a bear hand.
I've got my regular jazz. my guns and my
I think
hammer and my
I
sickle.
usually have a handgun, but I feel like I should have something larger for this. I don't know how many there are out there. Do I get like Rambo and I get...
I have a list of all the items that everyone has, if that would be handy.
I have tonfas, I have a rapier,
Oh, and I have my seedlings and my fucking, my doom stake. I think that's just what I'm going to call it. It's my doom stake.
The Splinter Servant?
Yes, doom stake. Exactly. We're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, remind me of what my armament is. I have a my robe and wizard hat, of course, but also a couple of pistols and a tactical shotgun.
2 9mm pistols, a semi-automatic shotgun, a collapsible baton. I think this is everything that you got from the gun store. And you also nabbed from Club Wonderland a Gladius?
I think it's Gladius?
Every time I say it wrong. A Gladius.
Her name is Gladys.
And
she would appreciate it if you called once in a while.
And a nunchaku and the chakram hat.
Awesome. You're going to have to tell me the damage stats. I think I have the guns, but I don't have the other weapons.
The collapsible baton would work the same as a club. I think that is strength.
That I have. I have a tire iron, but it's the same.
Yeah, the collapsible baton, its damage pool is strength +2. The nunchaku, I think, would work the same as a sap, and that would be strength +1 damage pool. And then the Gladius is a sword. All swords are strength +2 lethal damage.
All right.
So Barry is looking a little expectantly at everybody else, and says,
Darby's like strapping up and clearly like prepared to take the tactical lead. Now that it seems like this is what we're doing, Darby is like, all right, well, I think we should do a couple of groups, split the Brujahs up, and send somebody else with me, and I think we'll each circle around the outside of the pig farm, try to close in on any targets.
Quick, while everyone else is strapping up, in my distraction, I'm like testing on the lawn. I keep putting the bear down to see if it'll just follow me. Does that seem to be the case? Does the bear just follow?
Yeah, it does.
Like pretty reliably. Like, do I feel confident that if I were to walk into like a situation, it would continue to follow me?
I don't know. Do you?
It sometimes gets distracted. You get the impression that generally the bear does want to follow you, but is also so curious about everything around him that the bear cub might kind of forget that you're there and get like lost in something else.
Yeah, the only thing I leave the house with is one length of rope. Just like a good 20-foot length of reasonably gauged rope.
And the cub
rope.
Well, yes, the cub and my doom splinter and my seedlings and my guns and my tontos and all that plus the rope.
So you leave the house with everything.
Juggling that shit?
Okay.
It's all in my pockets and stuff.
Got it.
I also promptly volunteered to ride with Darby. Shit, do I have my repair stick with me?
You said that you had it in your pocket, so yeah.
Awesome. Yes, I volunteered to ride with Darby, and I am really schmoozy and enthusiastic about it.
Darby's really suspicious of this. Like, he's totally on notice because of that side-eyed comment from Barry, and he's just like, no, wait, I think you can ride with somebody else, plant guy.
Yeah,
I gotta talk to
Darby
tactical with Team Bruja over here.
The Brujas. So if he wants to split up Brujas, then it would be probably me and Darby, so that I wouldn't be with Barry, unless you meant the Brujas are splitting off.
No,
you guys.
Your first interpretation. So yeah, Darby would probably wave you over and say, "I'll take you, boss."
Sounds good, Darby.
You're going to ride as the second best friend to Archibald. Indeed. Fine. And I hop in the truck with Barry.
So in the El Camino is Darby and Archibald. In Barry's pickup truck is Barry, and Augustine. That leaves Excavo to jump in a truck bed or car bed, whatever the El Camino. A bed. Jump in a bed.
The mullet.
I'll go to the El Camino.
Nice. Okay. Wise choice.
So Barry leans out of his window and says to Darby, yeah, okay, we're going to be going to, it's called the Abbott Family Abattoir. And it's through the woods here. You can just follow me, or you could GPS it, whatever you want to do. You want to meet up, same place once we get there? Rendezvous?
Yeah, lead the way, Chief.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, yeah, I'll follow you.
So he backs up out of the drive, and he takes you down a road. It goes through the woods, and it emerges in a little road that you see just ahead of it. The woods open up, and there appears to be some sort of factory farm type thing ahead of you. And everyone parks their cars a decent distance away from the actual clearing, and everyone gets out. And I actually have a map for this.
Oh, shit.
That I'm going to take everyone to. All right, that guy on the right is Barry. The guy in white is Archibald. The guy with blonde parted hair is Darby. The guy pointing is Augustine. And the lady is Excavo, unsurprisingly.
So a large farm.
Yes. So this is what we get from the general layout. The Abbott Family Abattoir, I think I'm probably not pronouncing it right, is a large CAFO, a concentrated animal feeding operation for the breeding, raising, and slaughtering of pigs. You see a large building right in front of you and hear the sounds of a large population of pigs inside. There's a wide door standing open, and you can see through it pens containing confined pigs moving around. You see, just kind of alongside of it and behind this large building, a smaller building that seems to be connected by a small enclosed hallway. You also make out, also behind this large building, a house with a pickup truck parked in front of it. The lights are off inside of this house except for what looks like a light from a television. Beside, to the left, or west, I suppose, on the map, there's a large, foul-smelling body of water that can best be described as a shit lagoon, which the pig waste appears to empty directly into. And it's located disconcertingly close to the river.
That would be the shit-colored oval, partial oval we can see to our left.
That's right, the shit lagoon.
I put a lot of work into the graphics for this, so I hope it's appreciated just how ovular and
baby shit brown. You nailed it.
That brown oval is.
Sorry, in the spirit of the...
Did I put that little icon on Darby, or did...
I did, just for visual, like he's a mechanic, so...
Dope. So Barry says, all right, now, any moment, there might be one of them sumbitchin' pigs running up to us, so everybody stay frosty. And he turns to Darby. What do you think we should do, boss?
Darby wields his shotgun. I mean, he is prepared to be up close and personal with some angry pig guys, and he gives them the option. He's like, well, I think there's two ways we can go about this. We can stay together, move slower, cover less ground, and be safer, or we can split up, cover more ground, and get out of here. Now, it's already, 2:30, 3 in the morning. Not sure how long we have to futz around and prance about this place. But, these things seem pretty dangerous. So, knowing that there's only so many Brujah to go around, maybe it's not safe to split up. That's how I'm sizing it up, Chief.
All right. Well, how about I lead the charge and we do a circle around it and see if there are any more of those pigs running around here.
All right. We got your back. Stay on your 6. Excavo, plant guy, you stay in the middle. Prince, you stay in the back, and I'll cover from the side.
So you see Barry moving along the to the left, to the west, I suppose, and really carefully circling around the side of the building so that he can peer out around the corner. And when he gets to the corner, if you look in the far upper left side of the map, you see the pig that Barry immediately points out. Oh, there's one up there. All right, do we charge him?
Yeah, let's see if we can get a jump on him.
Barry, do you not own this farm? Why are we staking?
What? No, this isn't his place.
We're trespassing?
And we're carrying guns. Let's hope the police don't get called.
Barry responds, "No, I don't. This isn't my farm. There's a family. It's called the Abbott Family. I'm not Barry Abbott. It's a family that lives here that owns this place."
I thought your last name was Bruja.
Darby, used to feeling stupid, is just like rolling his eyes, like, obviously this isn't his farm. God, pay attention.
Yeah, his name isn't Barry
here?
Abbott. It's Barry Bruja.
Do they know we're here?
Yeah. Do they know they got weird demon pigs here as well?
Yeah. What does everybody know?
Okay, so all of your discussion and your commotion and being visible around the corner, this pig starts moving and sees you and seems angry and starts charging. You see it advancing around this shit lagoon. What is everyone's intention? We will likely be going into a combat round next.
I would like to perceive whether it's covered in demon fungus.
Give me a perception plus
Is
investigation
this a swamp
roll.
pig or a normal pig? Yeah. 3 successes.
Excellent.
Two aggregate, yeah.
You see that
Yeah.
it does appear to have the same fungus covering its body.
Look
Darby's
alive,
intention
boys.
is to charge in shotgun blazing.
Okay.
On a farm that we're trespassing on and we're trying to stealth with.
Are we stealthing? That's not really my thing. Guns blazing. That's my intention. We didn't make a plan not to use our guns. We all have guns.
Right. What do
Darby's
we do? Turn order
running
at
in
this
with
point to know action order
We don't know
All
yet.
if we're going into combat.
Everybody take their dexterity plus their wits plus their celerity. Take that number and add the result of 1d10 roll to get your initiative rating.
I get a 10. I have +9, and I rolled a fucking 1. So, 10 for me.
15.
15.
What was Archibald's rating?
11.
Excava goes first, followed by Augustine, then Archibald, then Darby, then Barry, then the pig. So, lowest initiative to highest, declaring their actions. The pig appears to want to run around the edge of the shit lagoon and just charge at all of you and presumably attack and bite you. Barry is trying to run along the southern edge of the shit lagoon and intercept it. What is Darby intending to do?
Darby is trying to stay right behind and like flanking Barry. So farther away from the shit lagoon in like a flanking position. So he has a line of sight on the pig, but doesn't want to get in between Barry, who is presumably going to go in with like a blade, and the pig.
Darby, if you encounter the pig, do you have any attack that you're planning on doing?
Yes, I would like to shoot the pig in the face with my shotgun, por favor.
Got it. Archibald.
So, does Barry already have his blade drawn? Is that how we know he's using a blade?
Barry has a knife out, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to kind of run nearby Barry as well. I'm going to kind of switch from being in the back, from being up there with Darby and Barry.
We got like a flying V.
I'm going to pull out my blade with the intention of whatever side Barry's going on. I'm going to come around the other side so we can like flank him.
Your sickle?
Yep.
Okay. And do you intend to attack the pig if you get within range of it?
Yeah.
With your sickle?
Yep.
Dumb question. Augustine, what are you doing?
Having kind of like juggled the pig to my nub hand and trying to hold the bear to my nub hand and holding it close to my body, I have brandished one of my pistols with my remaining hand and otherwise just kind of like taking Charlie's Angels poses, prepared to shoot the pig.
Could you give the bear a gun? Could you give the cub a gun?
Okay.
But I'm generally like hugging this corner and trying to stay back away, fully aware that I am not physically fully able to engage the pig, but prepared to shoot.
Roger that. Excavo, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'd want to, on my turn, be able to move so that I am in line, and then I'm able to just shoot straight, making sure not to hurt anybody. I'll move back. But only doing that if it gets past everyone else.
Okay.
I don't want to shoot anybody, so I'm trying to get out of the way. Also, not going to run up to it. It's going to stay back and shoot it with my handgun.
Well, okay, so you can make your move now. So move yourself 13 squares to the left.
But I only want to move like 11.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
No, 12.
And you were going to hold your attack for perhaps the end of the round? Okay, Augustine, if you want to move and also possibly attack.
I am mostly.
You're staying put.
I'm hugging this corner here. Hold on. That, yeah. And I mean, I guess while I've got the gun drawn, with my one eye, I'm trying to train in on the pig should I be required to pull the trigger.
Okay, but you're holding your attack?
No depth perception.
I mean, good thing guns go very far in one direction.
But you're holding your attack for now?
Oh, yes. You thought a gun, it goes forever.
Yes. Yeah, that's why all the cowboys used to shoot their guns up in the air, because they never come back down. That's physics.
Archibald, do I understand right that you want to wait for Barry to move and to move behind him?
Kind of like a side-by-side thing.
And Darby's doing roughly the same thing?
That we would both get on either side of the pig.
Yeah, I mean, I guess after the moves have been determined here, Darby's going to end up being in the middle with the gun, with the two knife wielders coming at the pig from either side.
It seems like how somebody gets hit with a shotgun shell.
Well, this is the strategy we've chosen.
Well, you shoot first, and then we run up, I think, is the thing. And get him with the blades.
Okay, so Barry, he ends up right there. Archibald and Darby, you can move your characters to be beside or behind him. The pig, in full sprint, runs across the edge of the shit lagoon and leaps at Barry. Everyone who's holding their attack now has the opportunity to attack.
Ah, yes. I shoot the pig in the face.
Nice. Love to see it.
The pig is right there.
Give me a dexterity plus firearms roll, please.
Ooh.
Ruh-roh.
Was that... I didn't see the roll. Was it bad?
No, it's
I
just
have not
not
rolled
good
yet.
stats for Excavo.
No. Why did I do this? Why do I do this? Hey.
1? Hey, that's all you need.
I'm right there, right? That should be good enough.
1 success. Now roll 4 dice to determine how much damage you do to this pig's face.
I mean, it was ugly to begin with. There's not much damage to be done.
Woo!
Oh, dip. Two crits.
Oh, fuck me. No botches either. Nice.
It's 1. You see it sort of like recoil. A hole goes right through its ear. The bullet tears through the side of its face. Bullet seems to go into its shoulder, but it's still jumping at Barry. Now goes to Augustine.
Man, so it's like right on Barry, and really like what would it be accurate to say that there's like a writhing swarm of people and flesh mass in just kind of the same area?
You can say that you took a shot at the pig as it was on its way.
I will take one shot.
It'll still go bad on a botch, but
you know what? Seeing the futility of this endeavor, Augustin, instead of shooting aimlessly and wasting his precious expensive ammunition, I think he makes his way towards, like, I'm moving towards the east side of the ship pool, trying to generally avoid combat. I'm, like, generally trying to move in this area.
okay.
To stay the heck away from combat, and if I have any extra mental bandwidth, I'm trying to scope out any Nido plant formations next to the moldy ship pool on the banks here.
Will absolutely be able to do that. I'm going to say that move will have to be in the next round, though, because you already declared what your movement was going to be. Archibald.
Sure.
I'm going for it.
Take a swing at the pig as it passes by you. Go ahead and
trying to get
me
nice
a melee, dexterity plus melee roll.
Is potence in this at all?
It does not help you. Actually, celerity is, but not potence. Potence helps with.
Okay. I'll add some celerity.
With strength rolls, which is going to be the damage roll if you hit it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Woo!
I see 4 successes. You're going to roll strength plus potence plus 2 for the weapon plus 3 for the extra successes that you got. So it'll be strength plus potence plus 5 dice, which for you is going to be
hammer. Don't hurt him.
Plus 5. That's 10.
It's going to be 10 dice for damage.
Yikes.
Okay, so I'm going to roll this, and then I'm going to say a cool thing. I put my glasses up. They glint in the moonlight like an anime character, and I say, "Take that, you capitalist swine."
Jesus. So I see 1, 2, 3.
So
4,
what does
5,
this translate to?
6 minus 1, 5 levels of damage.
Okay.
Did I just destroy this thing? Did I just make, like, some barbecue spare ribs?
Before leaping upon Barry, it's jumping up in midair, and you bring your sickle out, and you just open up its side. You just unzip this poor animal, and it falls to the ground without being able to reach Barry. And Barry takes his knife, and as it's still alive and kind of trying to struggle to its hooves?
Yes.
Hooves. Barry swings this big hunting knife down right into its head, and it squirms a little bit and then stops moving. And you look up and you see that all the commotion has gotten the attention of a second pig that has emerged from around the corner and seems to have noticed you. And it actually...
I do not shoot the dead pig, so I'm just holding action, I guess.
This pig is running along the side of the shit lagoon, taking the same path that the now dead pig did. Okay, so Barry looks up and sees it, and he pulls the knife out of the dead pig. The action that he declares is he's running up alongside the shit lagoon to meet this second pig that's running up. Darby, what do you...
Same plan.
Okay.
Staying in formation, trying to shoot the pig in the face.
And Archibald?
2 things I want to think about real quick. First off, getting a lay of the land and kind of looking behind us, do we still have a clear escape route, or is there like a way for them to come from the other side? Because I don't want us to get trapped.
Behind you is the path that you took, the road that you took to get there. And a ways back, kind of under the shadow of the trees in the moonlight, your cars are parked. You could potentially get flanked.
Okay, so it wouldn't make sense. Okay, but it wouldn't really make sense for like there to be more pig enclosures back there, right?
You kind of took a look around the place, and you get a sense of like those 3 buildings described, the big one, the little one it's attached to, and then the house behind it. You get the sense that those are all the buildings here.
Okay. So then I also want to perceive, like, is this another fungus one?
Give me a perception.
Are we just about to, like...
Perception plus
investigation.
investigation.
I don't want to, like, just slaughter a bunch of innocent pigs.
You determine that, yes, it is another fungal pig.
Fungal pig?
Does that count as my action?
I'm going to say that when it was coming around the corner, before you could, before it started charging, there was a pause, and you were able to perceive that without that being your action. So, what is your physical action that you wish to declare?
Is there any fencing nearby?
You don't see any fences.
Anything like that? I'm not rushing. I'm kind of like, this again, and just like start walking towards it, like with some determination and hustle, but I'm not like running anymore.
Okay. And do you intend to attack it?
Another one. Yeah.
If it's in range with your sickle.
It seems to be working out for me so far.
And Augustine, you are walking up to the shit lagoon and trying to investigate it?
Yeah.
Got it. And Excava, what about you?
Would my auspex come into play here? Could I sense the auras of the swine?
You can use aura perception on it, yes.
To know, like, what other effects it may be having besides what we can see, like what else the fungus is doing to it.
You can absolutely do that.
Can I also, is that an action?
Like, that would count as an action, yes. It actually takes a second to, like, squint and stare at it. And
okay. Because I feel like we have the killing that is covered.
I think there's a roll for that, but I have to double check.
Yes. After the character stares at the subject for at least a few seconds, the player rolls perception plus empathy. Okay. And I got 1.
1 is all you need. So this is, I think, the first aura that you've ever perceived. So
yes,
it's not going to be immediately obvious what this means, but you see the aura of a living creature and the life energies flowing through it, and you see something else kind of seeping into that aura, pale blotches that are kind of like sucking away a bit of the color from it, almost like something has been introduced into this creature's aura that has not exactly the colors of life. Perhaps you can interpret that.
Okay, not as useful, but
if you'd like me to completely spell it out, you can give me an intelligence roll. But I think I was being kind of obvious.
I mean, yeah, obviously there's a fungus among us. It's in the pig. That's, I mean, so I didn't learn much from that. But all right, I tried it. Why not?
So, Archibald, are you charging ahead?
I'm like walking at a brisk pace ahead.
Okay. So, move yourself up 7 squares.
He's mall walking towards it.
And you'll be able to attack the pig that comes in range.
Power arms.
Darby, what about you?
Yeah, I'm running at it and attacking.
Okay, you can move... So you can move 17
34
squares.
34 divided by 2. Yes.
So I'm like way out here. Leroy Jenkins.
Indeed.
His speed's best, Archibald. He's just like...
Barry runs up and makes it to about here between Darby and Archibald. Augustine, give me a perception. Move your character to where you want it to be, and give me a perception plus investigation check. Yeah, I see 4 successes there. You see small specks of familiar-looking mold dotting the perimeter of the shit lagoon.
Do I have enough energy or movement left to cast a speed of not a speed of seasons passing, an herbal wisdom to try and commune with the familiar poop mold?
That would need to be in the next round, I'm afraid.
Okay, then I will save that for the next.
And it looks like the pig wants to run at Darby and jump at it and bite him in the face. Barry is charging up with his knife right behind Darby. What is Darby intending to do?
I'd like to shoot him in the face.
Shoot the pig in the face. What about Archibald? Is Archibald leisurely walking up and sickling any pig that comes within range?
I have a feeling that since there's a second, this seems like it's about to get messy. So I stick my sickle in the ground real quick and remove my jacket and find the nicest place of ground that I can find to set it down on, since there's no fencing around. That's where I was going to hang it. But I'm just leisurely, almost gingerly, like just setting that down. And then after that, I pick my sickle up and resume my march toward it.
Okay. And Augustine, you are attempting to use herbal wisdom on the mold that you see around the shit lagoon.
Yeah, trying to talk to it for sure.
Excavo, what do you intend to do?
I would try to shoot. Am I going to be successful? I don't know.
The range of your pistol is 20 yards, so 20 spaces on the map.
I would, okay. So
you can say that you shoot the pig once it gets within range.
Yes. That is what I would do.
Okay. Excavo is holding her action. Augustine, you spend 1 blood to activate your thaumaturgy. You have to make a willpower roll against a difficulty of 4. I think you may have bought an extra willpower point when you were creating your character. Okay, I see
1 success.
1 success. That's all you need. Now give me an intelligence plus occult -2 roll.
Yeah, 3 successes.
You say an incantation. You make some gestures with your hand and your nub. You direct this at the little bits of fungus that you see around the edge of the shit lagoon, and you start communing with the spirit of this fungus. You're immediately shook by kind of a disturbing aura coming from it. The way that plants speak to you. This one is speaking to you in a strange, unfamiliar kind of tone that you haven't heard before, that doesn't seem like any other plant that you've ever talked to before. You hear little whispers coming out of it that, as you translate it into English in your head, sound like, suck out the life, destroy the leeches, feed the mother, do it for mother, destroy vampires.
Am I able to? So while I'm hearing this, am I able to like speak to it?
You can ask it basically 1 question per activation of this power.
Okay, and it's probably dumb, like the previous plant I communed with.
Plants don't tend to be very smart.
Who is mother?
Not sure how a plant would have a sense of how to answer a who is question.
Actually, fungi aren't plants.
I was
Either.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to burst the bubble. I wanted him to be able to speak to the plant, to the
His
fungus.
powers were.
Oh, did I ruin our
difficult.
master tactic?
What? No, this
Because in the animal
it's
kingdom, they
been
are
established in
separate.
canon that this is possible.
True, he did a thing with it.
Oh yeah, I think there was like an increased difficulty for fungi that we forgot about, but whatever. It replies back, Mother is the great green one that gave us life. And that's all I get.
okay. Great green one. I don't bother thanking the plant for its time.
Of course.
Just
Rude.
believe it, understand.
Wow, okay.
I just kind of like meh and finish the conversation. Great green one.
Uncalled for, honestly.
Archibald, were you staying put or were you moving?
Oh, I'm marching. I'm moving with a purpose.
Walk forward 7 spaces. Darby can charge forward basically to right where the pig is if he wishes to intercept it.
Blap, blap, motherfucker.
Okay. Give me a dexterity plus firearms roll.
5 plus a crit.
So 5, that's 4 that carry over. The damage dice you're going to roll, it's going to be 12 dice. Which is a significant amount of damage to be delivering to a pig's face.
That pig is extra ugly now.
The game is struggling to roll that many dice at once. Okay. Not my best rolls. 8 total successes.
The pig, caught completely off guard by how quickly Darby runs up to it and blows it in the face with the shotgun, doesn't even get a chance to dodge. Its face splays out. It's a horrific sight. And the pig keeps walking, though, kind of stumbling on its feet, like it's still alive, but barely. And Barry, once again, runs up right past Darby with his knife out, puts it in the pig's back, and then rips it along the pig's spine. The pig collapses, extremely dead. And you look around, and you hear the sounds of pigs in the building, but you don't see any other pigs on the lawn waiting to charge you. Everybody takes a moment and looks around and tries to determine, like, okay, is there a third one? Is there going to be a fourth one? And after a while, you conclude that those are the only 2 pigs lurking around the farm.
All right, Darby reloads. The investigation of these animals is definitely not his thing. So I think I continue to do a perimeter sweep of the building, look around outside.
I reload my sickle and join Darby.
My tonfas. No.
With the information he has, makes his way back to the group in general. Before I sideline Barry, when he awoke, did he mention anything like any descriptive characteristics regarding the thing that felled him into the well?
The swamp thing?
Yeah, the doom funky creature that knocked him out and tore off his arm.
He described it as being a big, tall, sumbitchin' thing. No eyes on its face. Smooth head, covered in gunk. That's everything that really stood out. He might have mentioned that it had like big, weird-looking hands too, and fucked up teeth.
But it didn't mention having like tickle bitties or any feminine features that like.
He didn't say that. No.
I mean, it could be a man.
No one should.
Tickled bitties.
Like I'm trying to like use the limited information of mother who gave life to us. It doesn't sound like the thing that killed and tried to kill him was mother. I do approach Barry with a mild sense of urgency and kind of like tap him with my nub. Just Barry.
He goes, "Oh, hey, what's up, brother?" And he fist bumps you with like his barely formed hand onto your nub.
I bump him with my nub for sure.
Nub bump.
Yeah, my good man. I have spoken with this infectious growth that plagues these pigs, plagued you, has plagued us in my mind since its arrival in our scenario.
He looks incredulous and he goes, "Okay."
It spoke of a mother. Would you know anything about perhaps a propagator, a source of from where this fungus propagates?
No, I don't know where it came from, Chief. Are we
I
talking
I was trying to do.
Are we talking like a kombucha mother, like one of those things? I had a girlfriend back in the day. She tried to grow one of those things. Grossest thing I've ever had in my kitchen. I got to tell you right now. But no, I don't know what that is.
Which is most unfortunate.
I don't really understand your question, to be honest. But
we are looking. It seems to me that we are not looking for just the thing that tried to remove your mortal coil from you. We are seeking... These are but pawns in a greater scheme. Pawns in, they say, a grand existential game of chess. We are looking for a source. It sounds to me that there is a singular source. We are looking for Mother.
Okay, well, if you're talking about finding a monster and kicking its ass, then yeah, I'm on the same page as you, buddy. 100%.
Man, I approached the wrong character about this. How far away is Archibald?
I assume everyone's grouped back up together.
Yeah.
Archibald!
All right,
Perhaps you understand of what I speak. We seek a source. We are fighting but pawns. We seek Mother. There is the central root of this infection.
Well, Augustine, as the great psychologist Sigmund Freud said, in a way, we are all searching for our mother.
Like
I get it, man. I get it.
Hope to win.
And I hope that someday you can think of me as kind of a mother.
You can see the hope dwindle and fade from Augustine's eyes as he incredulously holds out his hand, gesturing wordlessly, and realizing that he's not being understood, and just...
Wait, I see you gesturing and flailing, and I'm like, oh, you're talking about the fungus.
Darby hears a shotgun being racked.
Why didn't you just say it like a normal person?
And it's strange because to Darby, it sounds like the shotgun is being racked like maybe 10, 20 feet away from him in the direction of east. But he looks over and he doesn't see anyone there. It's then that Darby realizes that he heard someone racking a shotgun inside the house that's to the east. That must be...
Yeah, that's why I asked if we... Did anybody know that we were here?
It sounds like they do now.
Darby realizes in this moment that when he focuses, when he's really trying to listen, he can hear stuff really good because he has heightened senses now.
Oh wow! So yeah.
Oh right. I also have heightened senses.
So this is probably, and maybe he notices Excavo kind of noticing at the same time, and it's just, wait, hang on, and it's like. Of course he can hear it because, why not? There's at least one person in that house and they're armed. I can hear them somehow. Well, I guess I can do that now.
Was it not made apparent that we were coming? This was trespassing?
Yeah, well, whoever this is seems like they're all right shacking up with this type of shit going on in their yard. So maybe not the best, characters.
Maybe they didn't know. I don't know if they know.
All about the demon pigs that were swarming their property. They just didn't notice about the look at the size of these motherfuckers. Are you kidding me?
It's not clear if they know. I've never met these people.
Well, I think it's about time to remedy that, don't you? Let's go say hello. Darby starts walking toward the house.
Does Darby wish to enter the house?
I think he's, approaching cautiously. He can tell that, someone is armed and probably watching and looking in this direction. But yeah, I think his intention is to approach the house. He's not running up on it. He's not threatening it, but I don't think he's slinking and hiding either.
You don't see anyone in the windows. You don't see any lights on other than in the far side of the house. You see some windows that are lighting up like there's a TV on. Who else is following Darby?
I think... Oh, Excavo, you go for it. Are you doing anything?
But not the right behind.
Barry says, how about if you guys are checking out the house, I could keep a lookout out here. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
That sounds
Darby
great,
waves
Barry.
to him that's fine. Gives him some tactical hand wave.
Augustine definitely just not understanding why Darby bolted off, takes his bear to this river and puts it down to let it drink some water, and examines the seedlings he has brought in his pocket that he's otherwise prepped.
He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah, I'm sort of checking like vine.
Are you not still telling me about like all the fungus stuff?
I was, but I think the initial response of like not understanding it, I just like internalized the fact that you weren't going to understand. So I deposit my bear cub on the bank of the river, and I'm examining my seedlings to see if I have any like vine-like plants that I've prepared.
Okay, then I walk towards the house with everybody else since I'm just following the crowd, and I pull out my hammer, kind of half understanding what's going on. And while they're trying to be sneaky, I just kind of yell, I don't know, loud, if it's loud enough for them to hear, and I just say, "Excuse me, sir or madam." I'm holding my sledgehammer, so I look like a fellow worker. I say, "Excuse me, sir or madam, we are inspectors from the city. We have noticed an extraordinarily high fungal rate in your shit pool."
Okay, so Darby, Excavo, and Archibald are all approaching the house. Darby's in the lead. And you notice that the front door is broken, and it looks like it was forced open. And you hear the sound of a television in a room adjacent to this front room, like a den or something like that, playing what sounds like an old sitcom.
Darby, nudges the door open with his foot and like pokes his head in to look around, listening carefully with his newly attuned hearing.
Inside the house, your first impression is that it looks like the typical house of an upper middle class family that owns its own business. There are pictures on the wall of the Abbott family. You see a poster identifying the members as Pappy Abbott, Mama Abbott, and little Bobby Abbott, who appears to be about 12 years old when they posed in a portrait studio in matching outfits for promotional photos. But something seems very wrong in this house. Things are lying on the floor in disarray, and dirty dishes are scattered on furniture and collecting dust. It seems like this was a very orderly, happy house, and then something happened, and the house looks like shit right now.
Real quick, aside from the poison ivy I know I snagged, do I have any other vine seedlings by any chance? What system are we using for the seedlings I prepared?
I think you mentioned deadly nightshade, and I think that's a vine, right?
It's a slender perennial vine or semi-woody shrub found throughout King County, especially. Why is this specifically kingcounty.gov?
While my bear is drinking from the river, I produce one of the seedlings of nightshade and cast Speed of Seasons Passing on it.
Cool. It is more of that plant now.
How big, though, is what I need to know.
How big do you intend to make it?
Roughly half of a human size to full human size.
Sure. You have time to spend working on it, and you have a huge deadly nightshade plant almost as tall as you are.
Cool.
Inside, Darby hears the curious sound of a shotgun racking once again, and the kind of familiar sound of a shotgun shell falling on the floor. After a few more moments, you hear a shell being loaded, and then a shotgun being racked, and a shell falling to the floor. It kind of sounds like someone is just like loading a shotgun and ejecting a shell and loading it and ejecting it while watching TV.
Okay. Darby calls out, "Hey, Abbott!" No, he doesn't do that.
God damn it. He's like... Abbott and Costello references? Okay.
I'm very pleased with myself. He's like, "Hello? Is there anyone home? We took out some of the pigs. There might be more. Everybody all right in here?"
You're in a living room, and you hear from an adjacent den with a TV on, "Who are you? Who's there?"
"I'm Darby. Who are you?"
"I don't know no Darby. You're not supposed to be here."
"Well, we heard about some pigs that was, evil and shit, so we came to kill them."
"We raise hogs. We're not open right now. You
seen them evil ones, though? Them big son of a bitches? I got like some mushrooms and shit growing out of them. Yeah.
Don't you touch them. You ain't spoke nobody. Nobody. We're gonna get in trouble.
Well, who's gonna be saying anything about it? There ain't nobody else here. It's just you and me, Chief.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, Graham, quick question.
What's that?
Does Awaken the Forest Giants only work on trees, or can I use that on pretty much any plant?
Awaken the Forest Giants is specifically trees. You would use Dance of Vines to animate a non-tree plant up to your own body weight.
Okay, so instead of laying the me-sized nightshade down, I make my way to the door holding this plant, the door that they all entered through, and I generally set it on the ground by the door.
Okay.
I thought I was the only one in the house right now, but okay.
The door Darby entered through, sorry.
Yeah, I got the impression Darby is in the threshold and everyone's right behind him. On the porch, we'll say.
And I also scooped up my bear as I'm on the way in that direction.
So the unseen guy in the den continues, "You gotta get, son. You're not allowed to be here."
What is wrong with your hogs? Your hogs is fouled up. We killed 2 of your pigs. Killed them because they was wrong. They're runt.
Darby.
Because you ain't been taking good care of them, ain't you?
Darby is gonna be awful mad that you did that. You gotta get out of here right now. I'm gonna be in trouble if it knows that you were on here. Nobody is supposed to be here. Just nobody.
Who are you scared of? Who are you so afraid of?
I'm not scared of nobody.
Darby's trying to approach this guy and get into a room face to face with him, even though he's got a gun. So I'm trying to walk toward him.
You angle up to the den, and you recognize from the poster that this is Papa Abbott, but he has an extremely dirty shirt on. He's just wearing boxers. He's unshaven. He looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. He's sitting in a recliner. He looks disheveled and weak. Looks like he's been binge drinking, hasn't changed his clothes or bathed. His eyes are drifting and darting around the room, and his limbs are occasionally spasming and twitching. You notice bits of pale green mold wreathing his hairline and tinting the whites of his eyes. He slowly gets up from the recliner when he sees you, and he stands up. He's an intimidatingly tall and wide man, and you see that the shotgun is lazily dangling from his right hand. And he says, "It told me nobody can be here, and we gotta protect the hogs, 'cause it's hogs now. You can't be here, Darby."
What happened to your farm? This is supposed to be your farm. You're letting someone else come in and take all your hogs? I thought Abbott was the name on the door. Didn't you build this place up? How are you going to let them take it away from you?
I had to do it. It said it was.
Darby looks disgusted. Just like, I thought this was supposed to be a family farm. This is ridiculous. Just really trying to shame the guy. Get some kind of rise out of him.
Ain't no family no more. I had to get rid of him. And he kind of he sort of looks over in the direction of a kitchen that you can see on the other side of the living room. Yeah, they couldn't be around.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean you got rid of them?
They had to. They weren't gonna keep it quiet. They weren't gonna protect it. They weren't gonna do what it said. So it told me that they had to go. So
go where, Abbott?
And he looks over in the direction of the kitchen.
Darby's maintaining very suspicious eye contact with this guy while walking where he indicated in the kitchen to see what he can see in there.
The kitchen is an absolute mess. Just half-eaten food everywhere and dishes stacked up with food still on them. The kitchen is disgusting, and you spot little drops and flecks of blood here and there on the floor, on the counter. And in the corner of the kitchen, you see a rather large trash can stacked up high with not only trash, but what appears to be 2 dead bodies that were upended and crammed into this trash can. One of them appears to be the body of a woman. One of them appears to be the body of a younger man, like a teenager.
Darby's outraged, completely incensed, and just like yelling at this guy. You let a mushroom tell you to kill your family, you dumb piece of shit? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And just completely angrily confronting this guy, but from a place of total like derision.
I think I'm gonna be in big trouble because you're here, Darby. It told me it needed my help.
I think you're already in big trouble. You think you're in trouble now? You lost your farm, you disgraced yourself, and you killed your family, you dumb son of a bitch.
It's gonna take care of everything for me. It said if I did what it said, I'd get to meet...
Kill your family, ruin your livelihood, yes.
Yeah, I'd get to meet him. And he looks over at the wall and he points to a crucifix, a little crucifix that was mounted on the wall.
Oh, you're gonna meet him, all right.
It saw my cross, and it touched it, and it looked at me, and it said that if I helped it, I would get to meet Jesus here on earth. It said it into my mind without using words. That's how I knew it's a messenger from God. Darby, it's an angel, and I gotta protect it and keep everybody off this farm. It said it was gonna ask me to help it find something soon. Something it came here to New Cammack to look for. But it said we had to wait, that it's not time yet. It said that others are coming, and when they arrive, it will be time to hunt. And I gotta keep everybody off the farm. Nobody can come on the farm. Nobody. And he just kind of trails off and sinks back into his recliner.
Yeah. I'm just trying to decide if Darby would like suffer this guy to live. Because I think he's like completely disgusted by what he has discovered, and that this guy seems to be in a pretty pathetic doom loop anyway. So I think Darby's got an idea. So well, I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Real quick, if I'm standing by the doorway outside the doorway that Darby entered, am I able to hear any of?
Yeah, presumably everyone's overhearing all this.
So here's my gambit here, and you can try something if this doesn't work. So Darby realizes that his emotional appeals aren't really having any effect on this guy, and instead is like, "Oh, you're here on Jesus's orders as well. Well, he told me that I had to take over the defense of the pigs and whatnot, because now I'm the holy crusader who's supposed to be. Now your time has come. I'm here to tell you that the time is nigh, and you get to go meet Jesus. What do you think? You just got to show me around, where I got to defend, where all the, evil pigs and shit live, and then you get to go meet your Lord and Savior."
This guy has kind of collapsed into the recliner, and he's sort of clutching the shotgun to his chest, and he's saying, "Nobody's supposed to be on the farm. I failed it. I failed it." And you hear the sound of porcine commotion outside, and a pig squealing in pain inside the the larger building. Everyone sees Barry, who's kind of been circling around and doing like a perimeter check, run out basically right in front of the porch. He's like, guys, yo, round up. Something's going on.
All right. Darby moves to follow immediately, but before he goes, he just points his gun at this guy's face and kills him.
He had direct contact with Mother. We needed that information.
Maybe that's all the information he had. Who knows?
Darby feels bad for this wretched creature and wants him out.
So
took you long enough.
So everybody runs. I think that you'll need to do a humanity check there. Yeah, give me a conscience roll, please. Difficulty, man, for just murder.
It's a mercy killing. This dude, this is fully, in Darby's mind, he is putting this guy out of his misery.
I'll say it's only a 7. Yep, you're good. Darby feels kind of bad about it. Bad enough to not have lost any of his humanity. So Barry rounds...
to rationalize.
Yeah. So Barry rounds all of you up and he goes, something going on in this building. And he opens up a big swinging door on the large building, and you see rows and rows and rows of pigs in pens. This building has a massive population of hundreds of pigs, each in 20-foot by 20-foot enclosures, flanked by narrow pathways that employees can use to fill the pigs' food and water troughs. A wide set of hanging black vinyl slats separates this large open area from another room in the back. You see right in front of you in the middle of the path a pig lying dead with a pretty obvious bite wound right on its neck and like a little bit of blood still leaking out of it. And you see, I don't know how else to describe it, but like shit footprints leading along the pathway to the pig and then away from the pig off to the far side of the building out the other door.
I just want it to be known that when he rounds us up, I don't leave my me-sized nightshade behind. I am, in fact, running around with a hapless bear cub on one nub and a full human-sized nightshade plant in the other, just kind of like as I'm moving around.
So does everyone follow the footprints?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. You follow the footprints through the building and around the other side, and you see them leading back to the area between the shit lagoon and the river. And there in the distance, you see a fungus-covered, 9-foot tall, roughly 900-pound monster standing there and suddenly turning around. And I was going to say seeing all of you, but as it turns around, you see it has a smooth head, no eyes. So it appears to see you, at least turns its head to all of you, and it hisses menacingly. And that is where we will end this session.
Oh, man. So exciting.
Yep.
That got wild.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn here, but I also think this is going to be a challenging encounter.
I hope you guys are good, mostly on your own, because I have limited utility right now.
You can fire a gun.
Yeah, if only you had a thing that could instantly kill another living thing, or not even instantly, but eventually kill.
You know, this would be the time to use that. I have 2 things I can use to do that, sort of.
You could also just be the one that drives a car into monsters. You can get creative.
You're right.
I definitely noticed the car. I thought it might be a getaway vehicle, potentially. That's what I was eyeballing that, but we'll see how this confrontation goes.
All right. Everyone has 3 more experience points. Archibald, is there anything you want to spend your 14 experience points on?
Probably. I'm going to want to, because it looks like we're having a boss battle now. I'm trying to see like what I can spend it on.
Combat relevant stuff would be that you are able to purchase, could be strength, stamina, brawl, melee, firearms.
I was going to look at a discipline.
Or, your second point of celerity is also an option. So
I think second point of celerity sounds nice. Yeah, I'll do celerity. That seems like the best option out of what I got.
And Augustine, you have 14 points.
I don't think there's anything I can I mean, the best thing I could think of would be like charisma, but I don't think I did enough with charisma that it would justify putting a point there.
You investigated. You could increase your investigation. You also perceived things. You can bump up your perception. You also considered aiming a gun at something, which might justify
You thought about it.
a point of firearms.
Yeah.
You did think about it.
And wisely decided not to do it because you weren't skilled enough. So it seems like maybe
So maybe
increasing your
That's
skill.
what I'm going to do, actually.
You've been handling a firearm. That's something.
You've touched a gun.
I'll go ahead and bump up my investigation by 1.
I think since I have 8 more points, I'm actually going to just max out my melee and spend the rest of my points on that as well. I can do both of those, right?
So you have, you
If
can.
I've got the points.
So you have 4 melee, your 5th melee dot, which makes you
I
a
have
master of
maximum
melee.
melee now. I cannot do firearms whatsoever, but melee, I'm good.
See, we are diverging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Darby's more of a combat jack of all trades.
That's why I was never that into the
Gun store?
firearms, and I don't have much brawl stuff, but ever since I got my weapons of choice, I've been focusing on those.
Darby's got 4 in brawl, 3 in firearms, 3 in melee. Just
Yeah,
really
that's nice
can do
balance.
whatever. Yeah. Something to work towards too. Maybe a point in firearms, point in melee, something I can get after.
Just to lap all of us.
We're about to get in a big ass fight. This is my time to shine.
to dunk
3
on
of
us,
you can pick specializations for things and have not yet. For Augustine, you can get a specialization for your alertness, subterfuge, or occult. For Archibald, you can get a specialization in melee. And Darby can still get a specialization in brawl if he would like.
Can you get a specialization in a main stat? I guess you can, right?
Oh yeah,
I can get one in
attributes too.
dexterity as well.
Dexterity.
Mine for melee, it would be either hammer or sickle, I assume, right? Wouldn't be
That would make sense, and you'd have to pick one or the other.
Is there a firearms related dexterity thing that I could get? What would be some examples of dexterity specializations?
I think the book actually has
Nice.
examples of such specializations. Specialties: precise, swift, feline grace, lightning reflexes. So those seem like adjectives rather than specific applications of them. So I don't know. Think about that and maybe throw some ideas at me once you have some ideas. Darby, you have 3 points. Do you wish to spend them on anything?
I think I've got more long-term goals. I think I'm going to save up for a 4th ability point in probably firearms because that's what I've been using.
And Excavo, you have 7 points. What do you want to do with them?
I want to get my first dot in firearms. I shot it on the first try.
Very good.
It was tactical.
Dope. So 3
Nope.
points spent. No, dope. And I think this was a pretty fun session. Killed some stuff.
We did some
Silly mechanical question. Does it cost experience to take on a specialty?
No, it doesn't. You can just say what your specialty is.
So I have 3 things that I can go through in our off time and just inform you as the DM when I decide on them.
Any of your attributes or abilities that are at 4 dots or above, you can decide a specialty. I've got to okay it, though, because it can't be too broad. It has to be fairly narrow focus. Not extremely focused, but, something. So you have to pick a specialty that also excludes a lot of other things.
The one example I'm seeing that stands out to me is for subterfuge. Impeccable lies.
Oh, that's the one I have.
Your specialty can be in in lying, because subterfuge has other purposes, like seeing through other people's lies.
Right.
And it also, it might power some obscure discipline too. So yeah, you can specialize in lying.
Okay, I'm definitely going to go with impeccable eyes for that. I'll figure the other two out and hit you up when I have an idea, but while trying to think about that, I wanted to at least get one knocked out.
I'm thinking, you know what? That doesn't make any sense with the meth thing. I was gonna say steady hands, but then I'm like, nah. that ain't right.
It doesn't make sense with the meth thing.
I went with the hammer because I feel like sickle's my everyday use, but hammer's when I'm getting real serious. I need that to come in handy in a pinch.
It's when you turn the hat backwards, so you cut the hammer.
Exactly.
So sledgehammer is your melee specialty.
Yeah.
Got it.
If I can get off like a real good hit.
All right. Anything else?
I think I know what I want to do. I think I want to, especially because I'm using this shotgun, I want to do a dexterity specialty in hip firing. So like just firing kind of without aiming, firing quickly. So like if I'm, especially because my character is very like reactive and high wits. So I think if I'm firing in a surprise or maybe like the first shot of an encounter or something like that, I think like whatever mechanic you think would make that fair, but I like hip firing or spraying and praying. I think
Fast
is kind
draw?
of yeah, something like that.
Okay, we'll figure out how to phrase that.
Quick draw, McGraw.
Yeah.
And that's your dexterity specialization?
Dexterity, especially, yeah. Seemed like that could be kind of a cool mechanic.
Cool. Well, anything else?
No, awesome session. See you guys next time.
Thanks for the great session, guys. Love you, dudes.
Dope. All right. Have a great one, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.